gemstone quality black tourmaline. We're gonna take 2 slices of this, turn it into some really fine cabochons to make earrings with. Let's go. So here I'm starting with a 600 grit diamond faced wheel. This is a hard wheel. This is to get the rough profile shape and to knock down any odd edges it might have. I'll show you here what it's like when it's roughed out and ready for the next wheel. Now we're moving on to a 600 grit soft wheel. These cab wheels have a little bit of give and they're coated. That way you can push into it and really get that rounded surface. Gets a really clean, smooth surface for a good polish. This allows for consistent cabochons every time. As we finish shaping, we move on to the 1200 grit wheel here. This begins the polish. From here, 3000 grit, and then we move on to the final polish wheels so we can turn them into earrings. These are 8,000, 14,000, and 50,000 grit, where we take our time and we do light circles to really smooth out a round surface on the stone. We're going to take our time here, just make sure we have no scratches and a really good polish. A black stone does find it a little more difficult to see the scratches on, and that's why I have a fluorescent lamp that I check underneath. The soft lighting is excellent for assessing the surface of the stone. This black tourmaline is looking fantastic. I'm really happy how it turned out. Now we're going to use sawtooth bezel edge. This is great for a classic style. It suits a lot of stones and it works really well. We're going to use this bezel along with some beadwork to make a pair of very cute hanging earrings. Now we're going to take this flat piece of 26 gauge sterling silver. I like to use this 26 gauge because that thicker back adds a lot of rigidity and strength to the piece. A lot of people use 28 or 30 gauge, and I find that as that is cheaper, it also can affect the quality of the final piece. 26 really does a good job for me. Now we're going to finish up here cutting out our 2 back plates, and I want to make sure I have a little bit of space for the beadwork. Now as we set the beads, having these little plates, you can see here, it fits quite nicely, little snug right up to the bezel. It's going to sit really well, and it's actually going to add strength to the piece as well. It's all going to work together to be a sturdy little pair of earrings. In future videos, I may show you some of the styles I use for making these earring hooks. Now, one of the keys that I like to do when setting beads on a flat plate, because they tend to roll, you're going to see me adjust and fix it multiple times. I will pre-flux the base of the plate so the beads have something to stick to, and then I will place the solder in such a way that it'll melt into the bead rather than pushing the bead away. We have our silver solder set. Now we're ready to fire. I'm going to keep a higher flame with more heat, but I'm going to stay further back from the piece. If you get too close, you're going to actually melt the little saw teeth up on the bezel. So staying further back and moving quickly keeps you from overheating those small areas. Those little areas will really melt quickly. You can see the whole thing is getting red around the same amount of time. It all melts, I pull away, and there we go. Now we can cut out all of the edging. All the excess silver can go away. I'll use that as scraps for future beads or other projects. If the pieces are too contaminated, then often I'll put them away until I have a bulk and I can separate the silver from the added minerals. Now we'll fire the earring hook into place. I need to hold it down with a titanium rod. That way the titanium doesn't bond to any of the silver. And I have the little jump ring with some flux. And there we go. That went really nice. Now I need to do some bristle disc shaping and polishing. This is pretty easy. I'm starting here with 600 grit, and then for the final shape, 1000 grit will be where I polish. 2000 grit is where I do a final polish, and then we'll put it into the tumbler and have it really get work hardened from the tumbling medium, and the tumbling medium will absolutely make this sparkle and shine. Afterwards, it'll come out and they will be positively beautiful. It's key to remember that polishing and then tumbling will really improve improve the strength of the piece. Here we are out of the tumbler, and you could see that the teeth on the edge of this bezel are still in fantastic shape, which is exactly what we want. Here they are next to the stones. Started with a nice big tourmaline piece, sliced it, cabochons. Now we're ready to set these stones. I have a piece of floss underneath. That way I can set them, make sure they're gonna sit straight and even before I make the stone permanently fixed into place. If you don't have a piece of floss, you can use ribbon or any other piece of string, I guess, but string might fray and break over time. Please hear me out when I say, if you don't have a way to get your stone back out and it goes in incorrectly, you can have a massive problem on your hands where you might actually damage the entire piece of jewelry just trying to get a stone out when needed. I've had beautiful pieces get ruined, and I've had plenty of people I know have stones split or crack because they're a softer stone and they were trying to force it out of the bezel after they got it in there in the wrong way. And this can most commonly happen with a direction specific or paired stones. If you somehow mix up which one goes into which bezel, there might just be a slight discrepancy in size or shape, just enough to get them stuck or damaged. And so having that floss underneath, you can get it out without any problems. Now you can see here, as I'm working my way around this bezel, I'm using that smooth set. It's just a hardened acrylic. I don't want to use a brass or stainless steel setter because these are smaller pieces and those can slide over and hit the stone or other parts of the metal and warp or scratch things. And I'd rather just do it slow and steady. With sawtooth edging like this, you just work your way around the stone over and over in a circle and work out any kinks or waves. If you see someone's work and it has waves in it on a circular stone, all they needed to do to get those waves out was to keep going around it, setting it again and again until it's smooth all the way around. And when we're done, we're gonna put a hard angle on it and push those teeth downward so they're cupping over the stone and holding it almost like a bunch of little fingers. And we've just about got it here. So I'll show you where we're at. Let me flip it over. You can see here, it hangs nicely. It's looking fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and finish up its pair. If you like this content, feel free to subscribe. I plan on doing plenty of builds, whether it's silver, gold, or blacksmithing. To the end of the video. I plan on doing a garnet based video next time. We're going to use runes and double layered silver, so I'll show you how to do that. I quite like making these free flow artistic designs. They feel unique and they're a great artistic outlet. I know most people expect, especially online, that you're going to put out content that is very rigidly beautiful, exactly what you would expect it to be and what everyone would expect to see on the internet. But I think personally, a lot of the beauty of art is just doing what you enjoy and what you want to see. So put it out there, make it. If you make anything, feel free to send it my way and I will happily go and watch what you do. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.